Hello. Um, is it a thing now? Does everybody on all the other channels have to do like a one of those like intros, those long intros with the song? I, I I mean I want intro music. That would be cool. It'd be like wrestling. You know, like everybody have their own like intro music. Except that's probably more for the more serious channels. I probably wouldn't do that one. Probably be like more like maybe I was thinking maybe like Shawn Michaels. I'm just a sexy boy, sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. Well, that's kind of I probably won't do the deep voice. But how's it going, guys? Me and Professor were kind of like in the line as far as like the way things were gonna go today. I started off having a crappy day. He ended up having a crappy day, so he decided to take the night off. I told him it's fine. I thought I was gonna take the night off because I might like and for anybody who's been following me all week, I haven't just a bad toothache pain, and so today I went to a dentist. Not that I haven't been going to a dentist, I've been going to like a student dentist, and so today I went to a dentist, and they gave me some specific antibiotics for a small infection that I had that was bothering me, and after that, on a small nap, boy, do I feel way recharged, way recharged. Like I feel so much better. I feel really low because I didn't think I was going to get over the pain, but now I'm over the pain, and well, at least right now I am. I'm not sure. I could still be under the drugs. I'm not sure. I think I am, but either way, it's a good feeling right now. And I figured, why leave the crackheads hanging? Uh, I know you guys look forward to the shows, the people who can look forward to them, and so I'm here to bring you what I can. Um, Now I don't know where Scott was at because I sent him a bunch of messages, but if there's anybody who wishes to help me out, they can come up on the panel, help me out with the videos because I do want to continue the tradition of the regular show that me and Professor Craig do. If I have to go into the type of show that I do, it's fine with me. I mean, it depends on the people who are here. I see we have two people, and I appreciate you two being here. If there's more people that come in, we'll see what's going on. I hope everybody's doing great. I mean, I like I said, I feel 100% better. I've been dealing with this toothache like for like 4 or 5 days now, and it's been so irritating, super irritating, having that toothache. But yeah, so today I got some antibiotics and it felt great, and I feel like boof. I just feel like a different person right now because I've been just my mouth has been like ugh. I know everybody who has like you guys have had toothache pain before. It's like it's just so stressful and like you get the side of your mouth hurts and stuff like that, and then anything that touches it, air. Oh man, it's been so bad. Oh, you're good, Gardner. I got you, man. I know you're all about all the news and everything that's going on. So you're good, bro. I'm really just all I'm doing this is to continue the streak for me and Professor Crack. We don't really want to leave you guys hanging. He picked up the slack last time for me when I couldn't make it, and I figure I owe him one. So this is what I'm doing tonight. I really wish I had somebody to help me up here because I don't want this to become one of my streams. I want it to be our stream where we talk about stuff, like his videos. I figure if I can get somebody up here to help me to we can watch his latest videos and just go over them for a little bit. That should be enough. Like I think he brought out two today. What was that? Why did I get this? I got a notification of myself. That's good. Yeah. So yeah, and I know there's a few people that have gone on live. So I'm not over here all sad because people are the regular 7 people that normally are here. there's there's plenty of room for everybody. Yeah, but yeah. So what's been going on? I've been noticing all this like this madness between like different channels and stuff like that. I think I'm finding a better piece of not defining myself to any one of those channels and just being like, they're cool with me, I'm cool with them. And if somebody like, does a tag in their name, it's like, oh man, that fucking sucks, you know? Because you don't want to be associated with bad stuff. You just want to be like, you want to be neutral, you know? And I want to be neutral throughout all this stuff, man. All I want is like the no drama. well, it's because guys, we're over here in the West. That's why. That's why. Eh, he's over there. He's in East Coast time. So like for us, well, at least for me, I think you're in Nevada, so it might be like a little bit earlier. But for us, it's like what 4 a.m. When he's getting his show started. So, I mean, at one point I was able to keep up because I was getting up to go to work at that time, but not anymore. And it's hard. It's really hard to get up at 4 a.m. just to get up at 4 a.m. Man, that's fucking difficult as hell. It's true though. It's true. But the thing is that his, I mean, I don't even like. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but to me, I like it when he's in that like when he's in that mode when he's going crazy like that. When he's like "Rah, rah, 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 rah." I like him like that more than when he's like trying to be like I don't like corny his, but maybe because it's like he reminds us of our dads and shit like that. Because he is a good dad, and it's like every time he tries to be too corny, it just reminds me of like my when like when a dad's trying too hard to be cool with his kids. but I but I love it when he gets all crazy with them like yeah, it's true. I mean, well, we're not gonna make any competition for him, bro. I mean, I couldn't do that to him. I couldn't do that to my boy. Not, not to Mr. Hezekiah. That's good, man. You should, man. You know, I did like your videos, bro. I thought yours were funny. I wanted to make one of the first videos that I was creating, and just so everybody knows, this time now, I have some equipment. I have an announcement. I haven't announced it. I should say I haven't put it out in the community yet, but I do have some equipment that's helping me make videos. I'm getting better at it, or getting to work on them. And once I have something out, I'm just gonna put it out there to start off. I'm not really gonna announce it in premiere. I'm just gonna throw it out there, and I'm gonna go from there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that shit. I'm looking forward to making those videos. But yeah, what I was saying is that like uh, Garth, that your style, I really liked it. I really liked the fact that you could put the video up right, and you're talking shit to this idiot, but like you did that thing like in Southsit, not Southsit, like Mystery Theater 3000, where it's like it's kind of like a live, but at the same time, it's kind of like a regular video that people would make, and you're just making fun of it as it goes, and I just love that style. You did a really good job with it. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, but I'm here. I know that there's a bunch of other spots right now, like chicken. There's there are a lot of people came on live right now. Like I said, I'm not trying to break the professor's record here. He said he wanted to do one a week, and we'll do one a week. We're to figure it out. I mean, I'll accept anything, man. I'll accept any kind of help, man. I want to create content for people to consume. I know that I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm a that I'm an editor or that I'm any good at putting stuff together in that aspect because I think that's a separate talent. I'm an improv guy. I'm a guy that you can put in any situation. I can try to make it as funny as I possibly can, But you would have to give me that energy, like hey, if you need me to create a video or whatever, I'll create it. Just you gotta get me out there and I'll do it for you because I, I I can lose interest real quick. Oh yeah, okay. Well, There you go, bud. Sacrificing my audience. Have somebody up here. That's not it. Whew, man, is it been a little bit hot today? Am I losing? It's a little bit hot today, isn't it? I feel like today was a little bit more hotter than normal. I didn't really adjust to how hot it's been all day. It's kind of it's been a little bit humid. The humidity has been up. Mm, okay. Oh, here we go. Sorry, man. Boom. Added. There he is. Are you muted?
Now, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, good. Yeah.
what, what's up?
Oh, wow.
Go ahead.
I'm on a huge delay. Hold on. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
There we go.
Well, you were on the live.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. This is like the third time I've used StreamYard.
Oh, really? What did you use to make your videos?
Final Cut Pro.
Oh, okay.
But I try not to go on the lives because you saw what happened there with Wrangler, where my enemies decided they were going to come and hijack that. But they don't know your stream, so we're good. They'll know it after
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
done.
Sure. I'm not, but you see, there's a very big difference between me and most of the other creators, bro. I don't just I mean, I'm messing up, but put it this way: I play fair with people who play fair. I'm not over here like like being like, oh, I'm gonna hold myself to a higher like bullshit. Fuck that. These guys don't want to play fair. I'm not gonna play fair either. You know what I mean? If they want to go, if they want to get dirty, I can get dirty, and I will if I need to. But I'm not even gonna get that far because I don't need to hear their opinion. I don't need to know anything about them. I on my very first live that I did on the stream, and I tell everybody who comes on, if you want to check it out, go to the first stream. The first person who came on to my live was Rogue Nation. That was the first person I had, the first person that it showed on number one on my screen and everything, and he was the first person I blocked. Why? Because I don't need him. I don't. Go ahead.
I don't ever want to hear what they have to say, to be honest. I really don't. Like, I don't care. I block them. I'm one of those guys. I don't give a fuck about your free speech. You don't have free speech on my channels. Get the fuck out. I
Right.
blocked numerous guys. They blocked me, so I don't feel bad about it. There's some people that are like, "Oh, I defend free speech." You don't have to. This is a private company, Google. You don't have to, appease them and give them a voice. Fuck their voice. They're just going to talk in circles anyways. So
Right. And yeah, exactly. Exactly. And they always they try to put that shit on you like, oh, well, are you here to defend the First Amendment or whatever, all that shit, all that bullshit. It's like, first of all, you're not doing shit for the First Amendment. All right. If you were, I could probably give you a little bit of like leeway as far as like you saying that oh, you're going after somebody that's not for freedom of speech. You're not for freedom of speech, bro, and you're not doing anything to help it. So that's number one. Number two, you have no arguments. You have no, there's nothing that you have to say that brings any substance, that changes any kind of the ideals, or even makes anything like remotely, something that people could understand on your side. You argue in bad faith, you lie, and when things don't go your way, you just name call and try to overtake a chat. Do I need to go through all of that? No, I don't need to go through all of that because I've seen it and I know it. There is no negotiating with these guys. These guys, what they want every time they come onto a stream, where they see somebody that's talking bad about them, they just want to hijack it. They just want to throw out their words at it. They want to get people riled up so that, okay, oh, look, this guy's a bootlicker. That's why they use terms like that, like bootlicker, or you're a bootlicker. Like, I'm a
Yeah.
bootlicker because I don't want you to assault grannies out on the street.
Yeah. I think AMG said it best. She's like, the real bootlickers are the ones that are obsessed with cops. They're always around them. They're known by their police department. They are always infatuated with what the cops are doing. Those are the real bootlickers. I'm not going to
Yeah,
defend a bad cop. No, but
never. Yeah,
most of the time they're doing their job, and these assholes are obstructing them. So
yeah,
it,
exactly. And then the other thing too is that like they keep saying like, oh, we're out here to have accountability and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, but the thing is that when you're antagonizing people, you're getting in the faces of these officers and stuff like that when they're doing their job. You're never going to catch the corruption because you've become the focus of the interaction. So now it's how they're going to treat you. And if you're acting like a jerk, nobody's going to be able to justify them treating you like a jerk because you already started off being one.
right. There's a guy on TikTok that he always ends up in my streams. His name is Daron, Daron, and he rides around like on his little scooter, and he's got his radio going. And you know what? He doesn't interfere. He doesn't shout at the cops. He doesn't yell at them. And you know what he gets? Respect from LAPD. They let him on the scene. They answer questions. He gets the shot. He gets the views. He's not controversial. He's not being arrested for obstruction. That's how it's done. You see other
Yeah.
YouTube channels like stringer sites that sell news footage to the media. There's an overturned car. They show up,
Hmm.
they get the footage, they get out. They don't
Yep.
stick around. They don't stand there staring at a police car for 50 minutes, begging for
Yeah.
donos.
Yeah.
They get the shot and get
Fucking.
out.
Huh?
That's journalism. Get the shot and get out. Sell the shit to
Yeah.
the news and go.
Exactly. And the thing is that the thing is that one of the things that I really don't understand why people can't see through their bullshit is that a journalist, the person who writes the story to disseminate it, right? They usually aren't the ones holding the camera. They usually are the ones that have a cameraman with them, so that if they're gonna have some shots, for them, or if somebody else sells them some footage, then they take that footage and then they use it as a part of their story. But it's not. They're usually not the ones with the camera. They're usually not the ones spouting off at the mouth and shit like that. They're usually just there to see and gather information as it comes, and then build a story off of that. And these guys never do that, and they never disseminate any kind of journalism because I've never seen a story published by them. Have you seen a story published by them? I've never seen one.
No, not unless something's big happened. Like Tom Zebra ended up on TMZ like years ago because he was using his drone way back before drones were monitored and shit. Um,
Yeah.
and he flew it over the police station, and it caused all kinds of controversy. That's really how Tom Zebra got famous. And I don't ever see it. Sometimes there's a news story, but about like Floyd or somebody, that ends up like doing something stupid. There's no Chili on the news. There's nobody covering Chili in Las Vegas. You
Hey,
know,
Greg. Yeah. No. Chile. Well, Chile's only being covered by anti-foreign channels, and it's like he is like so ridiculous. Like he basically kills his own following, because it's like unlike other fighters that kind of have an understanding that they have to spin a certain narrative that like they rile up their audiences depending on what kind of audiences they've gathered. So like how a lot of people say like, oh, how can anybody fucking like follow SGV or like all the guys in like California because they only do private business and stuff like that. Well, it's because it's like a niche amount of people who just want to see ruckus, right? It's not
right,
it's
right.
not it's not people who care about the laws of the First Amendment or none of that. That's the veil that they hide under to do the things that they do. But yeah, it's like a to me it's like a situation where these dudes just all they're doing is satisfying a certain niche of audience that wants this sick type of interaction where you play with cops and stuff like that. Like Floyd, I believe that there's people who follow Floyd that have that kind of mentality that they're like, yeah, we want to see the cops mess up to the point where they shoot this guy. Not that, like they could care less about Floyd's life. They just want to see the cops mess up and shoot him.
I think that's the same with SGV. I mean, SGV. I don't know if you've ever heard of Ice Poseidon or any of
Uh,
the IRL streamers like Sam Pepper and
oh yeah,
uh,
yeah, 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 yeah.
Young Cheeto, and there's a whole bunch of them. But SGV got picked up by IP2, which is a troll mafia, troll farm type of thing on Reddit, and
Okay.
so they share his content, and so that's why he's way up there with 350,000 subscribers because they want to watch him fuck up. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
they,
exactly.
they don't give a shit about the rights protecting and all that. They just want to see him get arrested or see him, act stupid or or see Karens basically.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They love that. They love that. They love the fact that he's all like, "Oh, what do you want, Karen?" And he starts throwing out insults. They love that stuff. Like they eat it up because it's like I say most of the guys that follow it, like guys like SUV or guys that are these like frauders and stuff like that, are guys like them that can't get their shit together, can't get stuff like can't do things the right way. You know what I mean? They have to, like they have to force everybody to do things the way they want them to be done because they can't. They just can't follow the rules like everybody else. They can't do everything like everybody else does. They have to have things their own way, a special way because they can't do anything like. And they always have an excuse for things, right? It's like Ricky Monday. He has an excuse for every single thing that happens to him, and nothing is his fault.
Oh yeah, nothing ever. It's just he's a professional victim. Most of these guys are
Yeah,
professional victims. It's always somebody else's fault. There's always some underlining reason that's not their own. Take responsibility for your fucking life. You know,
right. Yeah, man.
sorry, I didn't mean to cuss.
No, you're good. No, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal right now. It's not a big deal at all. It it's like I'm far away from being monetized. It's not a big deal. I really, to be honest with you, like I really started my channel for this reason because I don't want to mince words when it comes to talking about these guys. You know what I mean? Like I really don't. Like I don't want to be afraid of just oh, I'm worried about because I'm not worried about them. Like in real world settings, like I, I'm not scared of these guys whatsoever. I've seen a lot worse, and I've seen things that are I've seen things that are just like way worse than these guys. But these guys cause so much ruckus because they are they game all the systems that they've known to be around. You know what I mean? They
Yeah,
they've taken little bits of everything, and then they're presenting it to people that otherwise don't understand because they don't get out. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that everybody in YouTube or everybody like on the internet is just inside. Not you know what I mean? It's just
yeah,
that there's a certain niche of people that are on the internet that love this stuff because they're either like anti-government conspiracy theorists and stuff like that, and I don't even like saying things like that because it feels like I'm being I'm being anti those types of people or whatever when I can completely understand where they come from in certain aspects. But it's just that these guys feed off of that. They feed off of those people that want to have their biases confirmed. And
yeah,
so guys like them come around and they say, "Oh, I've been in the system and I know what it's out here like. I know what it's like to be out here on the street. So these guys don't know and this and that, right?" And it's easy to get that kind of following because these guys need that. They need that affirmation. They're like, "Oh, right, look here's the guy that's going to speak for me. The guy that's gonna create the anarchy that I've been looking for."
right. Well, I'm worried because Ricky's sharing my address and he's going through my trash and he's harassing former landlords and I mean he's pulling out
Oh well,
guns
he's
on stream and vaguely and veiled implied threats. Like it's gotten to a criminality level where it's like, yeah, I should be a little concerned because he's taking it too far. It's just opinions, bud. It's just opinions. It's the internet. It's not going to hurt you. I live 230 miles away. I'm not coming to your house. I don't give a fuck about you. I really don't
yeah.
give a fuck about Ricky Monday. Every time I make a video about him, it gets no views, just like his videos.
Right, yeah, man. And that's the thing is, bro. That's the thing is that yeah, these guys think that people owe them something. They think that somebody is like, oh, I gotta get my like for them treating me like crap. It's like everything you did is what got you into trouble. You did things to get yourself into trouble, and it's out there. And then what makes me laugh is that they get all upset because you make fun of them or whatever. Say like you think their stuff and say, oh, they're wrong or whatever, right? And it's like, well, what did you put this shit out there for? You know what I mean? Like if you wanted to say, not have any kind of criticism, well then get your peoples, go sit in the dark room and watch your videos where nobody else criticizes you, because you can't. There's not a single thing that you're gonna publish, anything that you're gonna put out there, whether it be videos against cops or whether it be videos about your dog that somebody will not scrutinize. You know what I mean? It's just
Right.
the way things are, and to be that thin skinned when you're saying you're a First Amendment advocate or someone who's protecting that right, you completely don't understand what it means if you're going to get offended over a couple of commentary channels. It's par for the course, and especially depending on how big you are.
Right. Yeah. It's like I thought about doing a channel just streaming my parrot, and I was like, you know what? People will be like, that parrot is dirty. That parrot needs its beak clipped. It needs its toenails clipped. You're a terrible owner. You know, there's always going to be some criticism, no matter what the content is. Um,
Right.
they just got such thin little egos. They can't stand any opinions about them. They think they're so justified. They're such heroes. It's like, no, you're not
Well, yeah. Well,
heroes.
yeah.
You're
Well, that's the thing, right? That's why guys like New York Public Tours gets all fucking in a tizzy because he can't accept the fact that nobody likes him. Like he has to. What's funny, what makes me fucking laugh about him is that's how much he wants people's approval, because he goes on to other people's things and he makes this whole spectacle, right? And everybody just keeps saying the same thing, dude, bro. Like nobody wants to hear you and stuff like that. Oh, where you guys scared? He starts bringing up all this stuff. Oh, why are you guys scared? How come you guys don't want to have a conversation? It's like we've had your conversation. The conversation goes nowhere, bud. You have no points whatsoever. But he keeps bringing that stuff up, and it's like, it's just like, dude, get it through your head. Yeah, no one likes you. We didn't do that. It's this shit. It's your behavior. The thing that you're doing right now is what's making people not like you. And
yeah.
yeah, like I don't get why like it just doesn't stick. I've also come to the idea that you have to have some sort of like psychological disorder to be a frauder, man. Because you can't. No regular person who has like at least 1% of shame will do that kind of stuff that they do.
Right, and it's drugs too. It's probably
Oh,
more drugs than it is mental. It's the combination of the two.
yeah. That's another
I
thing too. They think they're real slick, trying to act like they're all clean and shit. They're not that slick.
right. That I did see the video of Maddie getting the drive by on him. I do think that is kind of crossing the line, but it was still kind of funny. It's not one of
Well,
us. It's somebody in his community that did that, but it is kind of crossing the line. Like, come on.
well, I
He's
mean
a
that's
piece of shit, but don't do that.
yeah. I mean that's one of those things that, well, look, I'm gonna tell you right now. There's gonna be a lot of things that you see when it comes to these frauditors that when they people do it to them, it's easy to like be like take the high ground on it, right? And just be like, "Dude, don't do that shit. Like don't harass them." But when you get to a certain degree with these guys, like, and you start seeing and I would say almost every single one of them has at least two or three very egregious videos in their channel. You know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
you get so upset that you want to punch them, or that if you see him, you're like, I wish I would encounter this guy. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
they move you they move you to that kind of emotion because it's so like, oh, you're so aggravated with them. So in a way, yeah, I don't want them, like I don't want them to be like treated like that where you get a drive-by shooting, because I don't care if it's because you shouldn't be doing that shit. But I also they bring it onto themselves, and instead of recognizing when there's real danger and like saying like, okay, I'm back up, they always double down their position. They
Yeah.
double down and they double down and they double down. It's like, oh man, you just want to f around and find out.
Yeah. He's incapable of learning New York public tours, or Matty, or whatever his name is. He's a
Yeah, he's
special
really
one.
incapable. Well,
Uh,
what's
Out
weapon?
there, Associate says bullies with a platform. That's exactly it.
Yep, yep, yep. And that's the part where I get baffled by the audience. It's not so much because I can see right through them. Like there's not a single frauditor that I can't see right through. All of them have the same kind of characteristics, and they all pretty much want the same thing. They either want the notoriety with the money, or they want to be able to pick at the people who supposedly are oppressing them. Right, that victim mentality, like you said. But the audience is the one that really sometimes is like I you know, sometimes I get speechless because you'll hear how much they're defending. Like, oh, you don't know, and it's like, whoa, tell me because I don't get it. You know what I mean? You know, it
Yeah,
doesn't make any sense to me.
yeah, that's ultimately who I'm trying to reach. I know I can't reach the frauders. It's got thick fucking skulls, but the the people who watch them. So when Ricky shares my content and shows all my channels and all my social media, I'm like, good, keep doing it. Keep showing my Tumblr. Keep showing my Twitter. I
Yeah,
want your people to see what kind of piece of shit you are. Um, in, instead of like, and I've looked into, I've kind of watched and kind of got to know who these people are. A lot of these people are lonely people
uh,
that have no lives themselves. They like the live content. They it's like they can't watch the news or can't watch something that's previously happened. They like just being involved in the live chat. They're lonely old men, lonely old ladies, with the grudge against the government, and these guys
yeah,
appease to them, and it astonishes me that they do have so many followers. It's like, wow, you're that stupid that you believe everything that this person says. Like, there's like 80
yeah.
people that watch Tom Zebra, and I'm like, why? He's staring at a police car for fucking 80 minutes, telling stories about this and that. I can't even remember myself, and I follow his stuff, his stupid ass.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't know who these people are, what they get out of it, and why they donate. That's another thing that bothers me is, why are you donating to these people? It's like a welfare system. Like, Google has created a welfare system for these frauditors, and meanwhile
Well,
everybody's getting demonetized, and yet all their channels are still monetized. I don't get it.
wow. That is, yeah. That's crazy, man. No, I'm with you 100%. I have no idea. And the thing is that like I've I'm just that guy. You know, like I'm not. I don't like when people are bullies, so I'll talk up against them. I don't like when people go on to like certain people's like comment threads and stuff like that, either to shift narratives or to like just give out bad information to get people like looking not actually seeing the facts for what things are. So I get a lot of like those political channels where you like you'll see me in a lot of TYT comment sections because that crowd is delusional. You know what I mean? Like they act like everything that happens at TYT is not what's happening. So I like to get into those. But even in those where you got people who are really really tribalist who are like who have this like mentality where it's like they're going with the crowd, I could sway them just enough where they'll either like tell me like oh okay or I'll leave this alone or like we could agree. I hate it when people do this shit, but they like to do this shit when they know you're right, but they don't want to admit it. They're like, we'll just agree to disagree. We'll just agree to disagree. Like, no, no. But like I can do that on those, but and like when I go to Reyes's comment section and stuff like that, it's like nonstop with the same shit that they say. You debunked it. You can debunk it in front of them in their eyes, and then they'll come up with it again. And it's like you're not listening. Like I don't. What is it that you? Okay, they say they're getting arrested for filming. They've yet to get arrested for filming. Nobody gets arrested for filming. You get arrested for disorderly conduct, for trespassing, for all these other things, not for filming.
Yeah, there's no law that says you can't film. Like, that's not enforceable. But yeah, it goes around in circles with them. It's I don't know where this came from. This whole like, I'm protecting your rights by going out and filming the cops. It it didn't start in 2020. It didn't start like, after George Floyd. It started once YouTube, I think, started monetizing these channels, and
Well,
It-
I'll tell. I get it. And sorry for cutting you off, but and I hope Professor Cat goes back to listen to this because he likes to try to get to understand where like how the communities got started and everything, right? I think it started, and this was way back in like '08, and I told this to Told Over Thinks It. I was like, I think this whole auditor stuff started like in 2008, 2009, when there was a moment that the police precincts were starting to do that transition where you still had some of the old traditional ways of putting in complaints and stuff like that inside the police stations, but most of them were switching over to the internet model, right?
Mhm.
You put your complaint in and it goes into the system and it goes to the internal affairs and they pick up the investigations from there, right? If they feel like it's worth it or whatever. But that old system of like being at the police station, writing it down, putting down, like all that stuff, they were transitioning. So there were some police stations that got rid of, say, like their applications and stuff like that, and they were giving people the internet, where to go to do the complaint, and people weren't accepting of this. Like the way they wanted to do it, it was not something that was going to transition easy. So there was a lot of pushback on that, on those things, like like, oh, how are we going to put in a complaint and stuff like that. And so when that pushback came, that's when I think we started getting fighters because there was like we started getting people who were going over there, and I think there's a few guys that were in the community that in the fighter community that I haven't seen for a long, long time. I think one of them actually died of cancer, um, but the other one I haven't seen for a long time. And when all this started, he started doing it, but it wasn't like what was his name? I'm trying to remember what was his name. Um, Shoot, I'll get it. It'll hit
Car-
me. It'll hit
Carlos
me.
Miller, PNAC,
What? Ah,
PNAC, Carlos Miller.
what? You don't remember his channel name?
I don't know who. I don't know who started in 2008, 2009, but I know that Carlos Miller was one of the first people to use the internet platforms to bring attention to police accountability and stuff like that.
Well,
Uh,
it wasn't necessarily a channel, but he became a channel later on because he would just follow a lot of cop watches and stuff like that. And I remember him and a couple other guys talking about the beginnings, like the start of the scripts, the start of the way the script worked. You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
I don't know if you remember this. I remember when they used to audit and they would go into like a DMV, but they wouldn't like go to the counter or anything. They would go to like the wall of the DMV and like line the wall with like 4 or 5 auditors, and they'll just be holding the cameras like that. Do you remember those days?
yeah, but this seems more recent, like within the last 4 or 5 years. To,
Those, or
to,
maybe I'm comparing them. I'm just saying. I just know that that was the first time I ever heard of people going to the police station with cameras trying to get a request, like a complaint request. And
or
it did
or
feel like there was some sort of corruption.
or a response at all, like Floyd did here in Vegas. I
Yeah.
read I was just reading the two lawsuits. Chile suffered two big losses today. I don't know if you heard about it. Um,
No, for me.
the first one was the Google thing. Basically, Google told them to get fucked. Um,
As they should.
it was a short reply saying that he has no proof that he filed any copyrights, and they moved to dismiss. This is the same thing with Ricky. 49 false copyright strikes, dude. You don't own a single copyright. You have to own the copyright before you can actually file for the DMCA. Therefore, you perjured yourself, which is actually a crime. You have no bearing, you have no standing. So Chile did the same thing with all of his, and they even put in the lawsuit he filed hundreds of false copyright strikes, claiming that he owned copyrights for all those channels that he struck, like Team Skeptic and Troll Mafia, everybody. And they pointed that out in the lawsuit, and they basically made a motion to dismiss. It's probably going to go through because it's Google. Um,
Yeah.
and they basically kind of clowned him, said that he had no merit, that they just wanted to respond because his accusations were so absurd. And the other one was the motion to dismiss his case against Metro, Las Vegas Metro, which was about 19 pages long. It's in Artie's Discord. Um, it's kind of hilarious too. Um, Chile claimed that he was being discriminated because he was white, or well, actually, he
Oh
said
God.
not because he was white, because of race. But the response said he failed to clarify which race he belonged to, and a the press is not a protected class.
It isn't though.
It's not. Uh,
You know what? That's one of the things. Hold on. That's one of the things that I always want to get out, but I never do because like usually the focus on most lives and is like a certain situations that have been happening. But one thing that I've always wanted to talk about because the First Amendment has the way it works. Right? It's got the freedom of press, the freedom of speech, freedom of religion, all that stuff. Um, Now, as far as the journalism stuff is concerned, when it says freedom of the press, it literally means that. That's what these assholes don't understand. It literally means that. It literally means that they can actually press a story on the printing press, and the government can't interfere. That's what that protection is. It doesn't mean that because you have a camera you're a journalist and that we have to respect you like a journalist. No, that has nothing to do with that. They had none of that in mind when they created the First Amendment.
right, right, yeah. Yeah, they're not journalists. It's just a talking point that they've all adapted because they think that it scares the cops. Like, oh, you're you're threatening my First Amendment. It's my First Amendment, but you're not a member of the press. They're always working on a story, right? They're always working on
Yeah,
a story, but you never see the story published. I don't know. It's not
never.
done yet. Like, goddamn, get a new script.
Exactly. No, and they don't even. That's how uncreative they are. Is that they can't even like say, okay, they teach them the script, and they can be like, okay, I'm gonna make it my own now. Like I'm gonna have my own way of saying, walk of shame, my own way of like saying like, get down, you poor. But you know what I mean? It's like they don't have any kind of like creativity when it comes to the things that they do. Just none whatsoever. And that's why they copy everything that they say to each other. But by now, you would think that the audiences would be tired of that shit. You know what I mean? Like I don't
Right.
know about you, dude, but like I get, like so that's usually what kills it for me with shows where they continuously just keep doing like the same spots every time. You know what I mean? And it's like
Yeah.
these guys, people like Anselmo can't wait to say "walk of shame." Like if that's some sort of burn, like it's so stupid. Like how? Why would anybody get just because they say, "Oh, I'm gonna wait here until you leave"? That's fucking childish as shit. That doesn't mean anything. That only works for like with 13-year-olds.
Yeah. I the first time I heard the Walk of Shame was High Desert Community Watch. I don't know why this fucking guy gets a pass. Um, are you familiar with him? High Desert
Was he the
Community
one that
Watch?
was he the one that filmed the dead body?
I don't know about that. I never heard about it. I don't know. Um,
Well,
he,
go ahead.
he's part of the Southern California crew, and he's been laying low for like the last 2 years or so. He's been regurgitating old videos, but um, he started the whole Walk of Shame. Do the Walk of Shame, and then like all his buddies started saying do the Walk of Shame, and then SGV started doing the Walk of Shame, and then everybody just piled on and said, yeah, that's funny. Let's go with the Walk of Shame thing. So now it's so far out of control. It's like, you know, saying bro, or it's just
Yeah,
in their intellect, into
the,
their
yeah,
repertoire.
the zeitgeist. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the
They
zeitgeist.
just they just have to. But the thing is that like it's supposed to be like some sort of burn, right? It's supposed to be like some sort of like, oh look, you're doing the walk of shame or whatever. But it's like another thing too that I don't understand either is like they have no authority, they have no credibility, they have no they have no real claim to show that they have some sort of like expertise, not only in the aspect of auditing, but in the aspect of the things that they criticize. Because like they always say to a cop, you have to say your name and badge number, or you have to give me this information because you're a public servant and stuff like that. Like it's like no. And what makes you think you know their job? Just because they came and they're here, you know what I mean? It's like you know nothing about what they have to do. You have no credibility. You've never been in any of these professions, and the only thing that you've come close to doing to these professions is when you actually gone to court and gone to jail. That's it.
My favorite is when they say, I pay your salary. I'm like, what? You don't pay rent. First off, you don't own any property. Do you report your earnings to YouTube from YouTube? Do you have a job? No, you don't pay the cop's salary. That's a bullshit lie. Cops' salaries are paid by property taxes in most states.
Most states, yeah.
It's federally funded sometimes. Um, it's you are not paying the officer's salary. That's such bullshit. Or when they say, look at all this money standing around doing nothing, like what?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You ain't paying for none of that. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit of your sales tax. Maybe when you go buy that Bud Light, your 3 cents goes towards the cops. It's really like you're not paying that cop's salary. Sorry.
You're not. It's so dumb. It's those arguments are so like those are so meant to like impress little kids. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
anybody who's lived in the real world, who's had any kind of experience, knows none of that. All of that is all just a bunch of BS. You know? Like, and it also trips me out that like you know, I get it. Not everybody's gonna know everything about the law, right? It's difficult to know every single little thing about the law and stuff like that. You know? But it's like these guys will quote to you all day, like all kinds of statutes and different like court cases and stuff like that. And oh, if you follow this one and this one, then this spot is mine or whatever, And it's like, dude, if you got the information, share it out the right way. Going to a place of like the DMV, the city hall, whatever, that's not gonna do anything for you. It's not gonna do anything for anybody. And if you did know the law, then you'd know this. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's just so transparent that what these guys want is a confrontation and all that. And I don't get it. I really don't get why anybody would qualify them. You know what I mean? Like
It's a
I
it's a
just like
lawsuit lottery. That's what I call it. It's a lawsuit lottery. It's like, that's why Chili's here in Vegas, because he thinks the cops are like a fucking slot machine.
well that I actually blame on soft DAs and people and actually what these guys want to abolish, which they always say, right? They always say, "Oh, I'm going to get rid of your qualified immunity." Like, you idiot! If you get rid of his qualified immunity, who the hell is going to pay you when you go for the civil lawsuit? He's not, because he doesn't have the money that you guys are going to ask for.
Yeah, that was the other thing too in Chili's lawsuit, that they basically defended that the officers had qualified immunity. So he
Yeah,
lost that one.
It always makes me laugh when I'll be on like on one of those like I told you, I get on those political sites and stuff like that, and I'll be like getting on their comment sections, and it always makes me laugh when people start bringing up qualified immunity. It's like, it's because of qualified immunity that these cops don't face any repercussions. Like, maybe financially, but I don't think we would have any cops if they could get sued every other day, by people who don't like them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
imagine that.
And they
You'll never get them out of the court.
and the cops do, like, it may not be to some people's standards or whatever, but they do reprimand them. They do punish them. There's a lot of things they can do to punish the cops when they do something wrong, or they go out of policy or violation or whatever. And it's all done internally. And there isn't much transparency when it comes to, like, well, what do you do? Well, we send them to Martin Luther King Boulevard. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
there's certain things that they do, in every city and every department, that they do get held accountable. It's just probably not to most frauditors' liking. It's
Yeah, well, yeah,
a lot of times these guys have criminal records, and they have a vendetta against the cops, and so do the
yeah,
people who watch them, and they appease them by being like, yeah, put that camera in that guy's face, that'll piss him off. Show what he makes every year, show where he lives. Yeah, he's a public servant. Yeah, he's the
yeah,
face
like
of
that.
the government.
And that doesn't even sound rational. Like, I like that's not fucking worries the shit out of me if I was that person, right? It's like who fucking talks like that, dude? Like,
Yeah,
why would you like I don't that's the part that doesn't add up to me, like, as far as, like, like them wanting to get what they want or whatever. It's like, yeah, you're never gonna get it. Nobody's gonna take you seriously because you're look at how you're arguing. You know what I mean? It's like nobody goes after people like that. Not even in the legal system. Like, you're not allowed to do that. Like, if you're in court with somebody who assaulted you, right? And you just ask the hey, Tell him to give me his info. I need all of his info. They wouldn't do that for you, you know.
Right, right.
It's like, where do they fucking get out? Where do they get this idea that you could just do it? You just burn it out. Hey, you give me all your crackers right now.
I think that's how the doxing stuff started because they started putting out these public websites for transparency, the officers' salaries and, what kind of property they have and where they live and all this shit. And I think that's where they were like, yeah, we could put it out there. It's totally legal. Is it morally right? Just because you're
No.
pissed that the cop had you pulled over or whatever. No, it may be legal, but it's not right to put out an officer's information. There's crazies out there that would go, and harass his kids, follow his kids to school. They do that. A lot of these
Yeah,
guys
well, I
do
mean,
that.
just look at the poor homie corrections, man. He talked about that one dude one time, and that dude just went nuts and has been harassing him ever since. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say that like corrections don't got this, because I'm pretty sure he does. He knows how to handle himself. But it's just one of those things where it's like, imagine just somebody who has so much hatred for you that they'll follow their college team just to see if he can get a crack at that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's sad. It's
It
pussy
really
bullshit.
is.
It's pussy shit. Really, it really is pussy shit.
It really is. It really is. Right. This is, and I hope because I know this live stream is not going to get a lot of people right here, but I hope it gets replayed a lot because I'm gonna tell you one thing, and I'm gonna say it right now: every single frauder is involved in some pussy bitch shit. And that's
Yeah,
the real. That's the most fucking realest thing out of everything. They may
yeah,
fucking get over here and act like tough guys. And yes, some of them are former gang members. Hell, they might be even gang members themselves at the moment. But you know what? They're still pussies that do pussy bitch shit that most people, not even the people in their own gangs, would approve of. Because that fucking bullshit about fucking pepper spraying a fucking dude that's coming at you, what the fuck is that? Look, all bullshit aside, all bullshit aside. They antagonize and they know what they're doing. But you can't take your licks. You can't sit there and you're gonna go ahead and fucking get somebody fired. You're gonna fucking put them under this fucking glass and hurt their lives, and you still want to be able to pepper spray them. Like take your punches. I would have more respect for any one of those guys that does that if they just took it. If they just took those like 1-2 punches and they let it be, because they know what they're doing.
yeah. They initiate the contact and then go cry. That's another thing too. Whenever like they're like, oh, he touched me, he hit my camera. Oh, call the cops! Somebody call the cops! Like, fuck the cops until you need one, right?
Right? Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
That's some bitch ass shit.
Yeah, it's the big that's like the biggest bitch move that you could do. That's why I thought at least I thought in a world full of people who are actually seeing things like I am, that that day that Kate trolled Chili and Kate fucking straight made Chili like a little bitch, fucking he was trying to fucking like punch her, look all like a little tough guy and shit. I thought he was done for, man. I thought he was done. I thought for sure there wasn't gonna be fucking people following him after that shit because that's like what the fuck? Like I first of all, he's an old ass man because he's past his 40s, right? He's
He's
this
like
fucking old ass man,
almost
talks
50.
tough. Yeah, fuck. He talks tough, does all this shit. Kate shows up and punks him like a little kid, like a little ass kid, and then he goes straight to the cop, straight to the fucking cop. I have all this fucking bullshit. Don't trust the cops. Yelling at the fucking little kids at a parade and shit. Don't trust the cops and this and that. They go straight to the cops to try to punish a,
Yeah,
a middle aged woman who doesn't. I mean, I'm not saying Kate ain't like I'm not saying she ain't good at what she does. She's good at what she does, but if I had to go 12 rounds with her, that's definitely not something I would be scared of. You know what I mean? I'm definitely not going to get back up on that one. But the thing is that like that dude was like he looked like such a pussy, and it's like uh, how the hell could you even like have any kind of credibility for that guy after that bullshit? You know what I mean? I don't know how that should fucking baffle me.
Hezo's in the house.
Hezekiah, what's up, buddy? Oh, all right. We're gonna do that now, huh? Is that what we're doing? You want to come up? I think I sent you the link. You want to come up or not? Well, it's up to you. I know you like. I know today's fucking wrestling for you and shit. Oh fuck. Ugh. Yeah, dude, man, that's all. And you know what? I'm glad we're venting on that shit because you know what? These are the things that I want to get to most of the time, but we're like talking about like somebody in particular, some fucking video they were watching, so we never get to like these points and shit like that. But that's the truth about it is that frauditors are big fat fucking pussies.
Yep.
They don't want to get into anything real, like any real conflict. They don't want to see anybody fucking like an actual man come at them. You know what I mean?
Yep. They don't ever follow through as well.
I
Oh
could
yeah,
just
that
say, I could
too.
pop in and say hi. What's up?
What's up, Hezo?
What am I do?
How's it going, guys?
Go Bears.
Just hanging out.
All Bears.
No, well, Professor Craig, we're gonna do our show today, but he wasn't feeling that well. I actually wasn't gonna do it though because I wasn't feeling that well. But actually, I got a second win. I took a nap and I woke up and I was like, wow, I'm so fucking energized. Let's do it. And then he was like, oh man, I don't feel good. I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna pick it up on my channel, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do something out here. And you know how I am, Pez, dude. I roll with the punches, and Nader came on here, and we just started rolling with him, and it feels good actually because I'm just letting myself go with all the bullshit that I've been wanting to say about these dudes because it's like, it's it's a fucking game to them. Nothing is serious, but they still for a couple of AdSense will try to destroy somebody's life. You know what I mean? And they can give a fuck about it.
Oh yeah, I know. Believe me, that's one of my biggest beefs, man. You hear me every morning talking about that nonsense.
Yeah.
Hezo's got him pegged though. He's got him figured out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look. I'll tell you something. When I first saw a couple of them, like they confused me a little bit because, I wasn't watching them as thoroughly as I started watching them before I figured them out. I was just kind of like like you see a lot of fucking like stupid corruption, supposedly corruption videos or whatever. And at that time, I still kind of was giving them a benefit of the doubt, thinking that maybe these interactions that they're going through are a little bit more personal than what I would understand because I'm only seeing one video. But then when I started visiting their channels and I started visiting the way that they would make these videos and stuff like that, no follow ups, no like say like a storyline headed to the time when they actually went into the building. I'm like, this is not right. And so
Yeah,
then yeah, go ahead.
I know exactly what you're saying, and I think I may have told you this story before, but for Garth, and then again, he's been following me for a while. He might already know too, but even just for the audience, just basically saying, I know exactly what you're talking about because my journey started literally exactly the same way. I saw a video of a dude getting pulled over, and for no reason, like legitimately, the cops were giving him a hard time, and he filmed it. And I saw this video, and I was like, "Hey, this is great! Somebody actually knows what their rights are, knows what they're talking about, not taking any crap from these horrible, rotten, no good cops that are trying to take advantage of this poor guy." So I was like, "Hey, wait a minute! I noticed that that video was older." So I'm like, I wonder if there's been any updates on his channel, like where he explained what happened in court or whatever. So I go to his
Yeah.
channel, and he gets pulled over, 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 and I'm like, wait a minute. Who the hell gets pulled over 52 times in a month, and they literally didn't do anything wrong? That immediately seemed fishy to me. Now, what I
Right,
didn't
exactly.
handle now is the website was Glenn frickin' Serio's webpage.
Oh.
Oh no.
That's why it didn't take me that long once I got on the page to realize that this guy was just a turd and that wasn't that one incident that he causes this crap and that he's a piece of garbage.
Yeah, man. I think one of his most egregious videos was that one where he was outside of the I think it was a free clinic or was it a hospital where he's just like standing in front and the ladies are telling him to leave and he's like no you leave or whatever, right? And then that
Yeah,
one cop comes, I think it's the Jacoby that comes, and he just like he can't help himself. He has to go talk to Jacoby right away.
yep. I'm telling you, man, that guy, oh boy. I didn't want to get into a whole thing about him because he makes my blood boil.
Ah,
No,
go ahead,
you know
man.
what? Correct. He makes my blood boil. He makes my blood curdle.
Who?
What?
Heavy
Who did you
breathing.
say?
Cereal.
Oh, you said. Oh, I'm sorry. Because I heard heavy breathing as something else. I was like, did you see another name in there? No, yeah, his heavy breathing is terrible. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna. There has to be like a Mount Rushmore of the frauders that started everything. And if Ben Singer was in that Mount Rushmore, his contribution would be the heavy breathing. So,
Yeah. I didn't even know who Glenn was until I started watching Schrodinger Cat. That was really I was beefing with these guys for a while, but I couldn't figure out how to really cover them without, stealing their videos outright. And I somehow found Schrodinger Cat's channel like 3-4 years ago or whatever. I started watching and I binge watched every single one of his videos over a
everything
weekend.
fun.
Yeah.
And I kept going, this guy's a fucking genius. He has figured out how to tear them into a new asshole, really. And he poked out all their hypocrisy and shit. And that's how I found out about Glenn. And I was like, I've never even heard of half the people that Schrodinger Cat had talked about. I'm still getting familiar with the New York guys. The New York guys are starting to piss me off, though.
Oh, dude. I got people.
Yeah.
They don't like me at all. They all know who I am now, and they hate my guts. Yeah.
Oh, Ricky's
Well-
gonna hate you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Ricky's gonna hate Jerry now. He's gonna come. He's gonna
Oh,
dox
yeah.
Jerry and Hezuko. It's okay.
Shit, dude. I wish he would. I wish he would. I fucking. It's like there's few things that I don't like. I'm not gonna say that much. I just know that over here it's like this is the reason why I get so like impassioned about my neck of the woods. It's because it's my neck of the woods. You know what I mean? I love my community because it's my community. I'm not bullshitting when I say that, and that's all I got to say about it. So it's
You're
like
in California, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not the type of person who likes to fucking be like, oh yeah, like go look me up. Like no, I don't want to. The other thing I'm gonna say is that there's a fuck around and find out is just the perfect equation for somebody who wants to come at me. Just go ahead.
Yeah. The Southern California, the Southwest guys, just because they're closer, I'm more familiar with them. So I pay more attention to them, but it gets mind numbing dealing with them and then learning about like the Michigan guys and then the Texas guys and now the New York guys. But the New York guys are really making a case over the Southern California kids because they're pretty fucking terrible.
About a week ago, I said on my stream, I was like, it looks like what happened was California was known as being the worst frauditors in the world, and New York said, hold my beer, and then decided to start just physically beating people. They take it a step above the pepper spraying that the California crew does.
Yeah, and I might want to fucking set the record straight on that fucking bullshit because everybody I know tipped around it and everything because of all the bullshit. What's his name? AZ? AZ fucking. Say it again?
Easy cameras on.
AZ cameras on is a big fat bitch. Pussy bitch. You're not a man. You might as well go fucking get your shit changed or whatever, dog, because that was the biggest bitch move that any fucking auditor has ever done. And anybody who fucking gives him any kind of credibility or follows his ass is a bitch with him because that was bullshit. I don't give a fuck what that lady was doing. I don't care who you are, where you're at, whatever the fuck, what city. You don't fucking sucker punch a lady from behind. And I don't care. He could say, oh, she was walking away from you, dog. She was walking away from you, and you punched her and you knocked her out. And just to add to your bitchness, just to add to it, when the fools were coming at you and telling you, "What's up, man? What's up? What did you do?" I don't care. I'm gonna put on my little glove. What's up? Like, Get the fuck out of here, dude. Dude, that right there was the weakest shit I have ever seen. Anybody who was he was
Yeah,
more
that
weak
glove, that
than the
thing
orange
really
stealing.
just like, all right, you get confronted by a woman, you're gonna punch her in the back of the head and knock her out. You get confronted by a man half your size, and I got to put on this extremely dangerous weapon on my hand to protect myself because I feel threatened now. Boo hoo.
Yeah, I like a lot of the commentators, you know, like were really like pussyfooting around that, like, and we're trying to make it all about, you know, like, oh well, you shouldn't hit, nobody should hit anybody, and we don't condone. I don't condone violence. I don't want people to be hitting each other, but that shit right there, that should be fucking excommunicate. You know what I mean? And any kind of fucking in any, you know, community, whatever, that's an excommunication of you. You should not be associated with a person like that. More so than fucking Orange Thief. Because Orange Thief, that's some punk shit, whatever, fuck him, you know, like, fuck him too. But um, fucking punching a woman like that guy punched her. That I don't give a fuck how many times she's gonna tell a cop, oh, you're gonna go beat your wife. No, you are gonna go beat your wife. You're gonna go beat your daughter. You're gonna go beat anybody that's smaller than you. You could tell that right away because nobody who fucking has any kind of fucking like respect for just being stronger than somebody would not do something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I gotta step away for a second. I gotta use the restroom. I'll be back.
I don't.
I know, man. You don't even mute if you want to. Shit, we already
Now
heard
you can
fucking
talk
Regan
shit now.
fucking take a piss.
Don't make me think about that. That was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
Again, like this is the shit. This is the shit that, like, this is why I feel good about this one, because this one, this show is making me fucking feel good because I'm getting it all out. It's like, who is fucking is following a lady like that? Huh?
You said who, and I said, are you an owl?
Well, I'm fucking. It's because I am kind of. I'm a little bit fired up now. I'm on a head trip right now because it's like, why would you follow a lady like that? This lady who fucking talks about, oh, I'm out here to outreach. I'm out here helping out the homeless and stuff like that. But it's like, you don't even have as much class as they do, because I don't think any of them would go into the restroom with a camera and let everybody hear.
That's another thing with her specifically. She loves to call out people for having no class.
Right.
Literally having the camera running while we have to listen to you pee and flush the toilet, but they have no class.
What the fuck? What backward shit world do we live in?
They do themselves.
Exactly. They're the projectors, man. I've honestly felt like calling them the projectors, like, now for like the past like 4 months, because that's what they do. They're the best at that. Like they should actually like get jobs at movie theaters, because they're the best kind of projectors there are.
Right? Oh my goodness.
No, it's not true. So far, these guys have come up with some of the most ridiculous, like, just like, I'm astonished at some of the shit that they come up with to try to attack me. I stole a VCR from my mom. I have AIDS. I'm a tranny. That's hilarious. Let's see. What are some of the other ones? I don't have a job. I don't have a license. I don't have a car. Like, dude, really? I am the butchest man in the world. There's no way any of these things are true, but that's how desperate they are. That's called gaslighting. It's called gaslighting, and it's called slander and defamation. Look it up. If you know that something is a lie, and you repeat that lie, if you know that something is a lie and you repeat that lie, that's called slander and defamation. Their idea of slander and defamation is that you criticize them or give opinions about how you think they should do it.
Oh yeah, to them, anything that gets them people to question what they're doing is slander and defamation. You know what I mean? It's like, don't tell people the truth about what I'm doing. Like, don't give actual transparency. We don't need that.
Yeah.
And none of them are educating anybody. They're just dumbing people down. Like
Well,
Chili tries to sound smart, and he is smarter than some of the others, but ultimately he's just a total dumbass.
yeah, it's stupid because it's like they want to say
But you
things
know
like,
what though? Seriously though, I gotta say this. I'm sorry, Jerry, but listen,
no, no, no.
what he just said. Although I understand what you're saying, I have to say that Chili being the smart one is kind of like in the same way that Mo is the smart stooge, or Beavis is the smart one between him and Butthead. Like, yeah, he's smart compared to these idiots, but he's still an idiot.
No, and that's the thing is that like there's guys like, okay, there's guys like fucking Paul on Slave, right? He's not
That
saying
guy's
anything.
just a sovereign citizen anarchist and an idiot.
No, I know, but I'm giving an example. It's not really so much on the fathers because yeah, he's distinguished as far as like as being part of them and being a subset. He's more subset than he is a father, right? But I'm giving the example of him because he says a bunch of nothing. He says a lot of things. They go nowhere. You don't get to a point. He says a bunch of things just to keep you from like getting to somewhere where your mind's gonna like stop, like to think about what he just said because he just keeps going and going and going. And Chile uses that model. He doesn't have any kind of real substance to the things that he's saying. He just keeps going and going and going in hopes that you're so confused that you don't have a point to attack him in.
Yep.
It's just nonstop verbal diarrhea.
Double talk, con man nonsense.
Yeah, it's like if you say Rodriguez versus Ohio, or you spout off all these case laws that you don't really know. Your audience goes, "Oh yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about. I'm gonna subscribe and hit the like button."
Well, that's like
Which is
the new video that he just put out that everybody's been covering the last couple of days, where he's quoting case law from a law that didn't even get passed.
Yeah,
Like,
that,
Congress, but it didn't get passed.
That's right. Yeah.
but
But
the history of that law is a lot of people misunderstand it. During the 2020 the riots, Portland was completely out of control, and the officers were jumping out of vans, unmarked vans with no insignia, no badges, and they were straight up kidnapping people off the street. So in response, AOC put forth the bill to try to make sure that officers stood by the identifying markers and stuff, but it didn't pass. So Chile seems to think that it did pass, and it didn't. It didn't become law, and it was wrong for the feds in Portland to jump out of vans and kidnap people. It's just not the way we do things.
well, it goes to the way they do their research. See, the reason why fraudsters never have an edge on anybody as far as information and getting the right laws in order and stuff like that is because they do the confirmation bias searching. They look for things that just confirm the thing that they're thinking. So once they find that rhetoric or that case law that looks like it is what it's affirming what they know, then they just call it out, but they never actually read the case. They never actually see like what the findings are or anything like that. Any lawyer or any of the people who are in like the law sphere that we know, they always go to the findings first, right?
Yeah. I tell you though, I can only handle so much Chili. He's just mind-numbingly stupid. I never watch his videos because I can't get through it, dude. It's a slog.
I can't stand him because of the straight up lies he says. Like I don't like liars, and when I can tell that you're lying, it's the worst. That's why I can't stand him.
Yeah, he's a fucking terrible person. And he's here in Vegas. I'm in Las Vegas, so I'm keeping an eye on him now because I don't want him anywhere near me. But I thought about stream sniping him, but he never goes live long enough to get to that side of town. But
where's he at? Is he in Old Vegas?
He's up northwest, kind of Charleston, Decatur area. He never leaves the same area. He's always around the same shopping complex.
Probation?
He
Well,
never.
he's got court on the 13th.
Oh, does he? Yeah. Oh, I should go
It's
there.
going to be on our Nevada judges, by the way. They've already announced it.
Hell yeah.
I should stream sniping then.
For real.
Damn, man. Yeah, well, this felt good, man. Shit, got all that fucking. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've been like I've been able to be like a general when it comes to my criticism with these dudes, because sometimes I just want to just fucking like just talk shit about them, because they're like, it's I don't feel like it's worth even fucking trying to, like, break down one of their videos, or even, like, because it's like, it's just so obvious now. They're not creative. They're not changing anything. I mean, you got guys like Long Island Outlets. You can tell that he's grasping at straws. He's losing his freaking mind because he's losing his credibility. So what's he doing? He's trying to get arrested, and it's this is what I mean, that they're so transparent. Why is LIA trying to get arrested? What happened? What happened with Orange Thief? He got a lot of people talk shit about him. A lot of people were against him, but his sub count went up. It's baffling. I don't understand why, but his sub count went up. Now fucking Reyes is trying to get fucking arrested, or he did get arrested.
Yeah, try editing these guys when you got to listen to it over and over and over again.
Oh, I don't know how his guy does it.
Well, I'll tell you what, and this kind of goes back to what you were just saying, Jerry. One of the things that is cool about the fact that there are so many of us doing what we do is it kind of does open up a little bit. Like, when I'm making my videos nowadays, I really try to focus more on the laughs, because there's probably Fodder to Troll and 8 other people who have covered the same video and broke down the specific legal reasons why they're wrong. We all know they're wrong, so let's just laugh at them and have fun making fun of their dumb ass.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel about it. And the other part too is that, like, I'm tired of them trying to, like, push themselves around on people that don't know any better. That's why actually one of my goals is, and I've been working on this, and now that I got some equipment. It's not the best, but I'm working on it. Some of the more important videos, like, I got a couple of KFR videos that I'm gonna translate to Spanish. Like, I'm gonna, like, completely translate it to Spanish. It's not gonna be like, just like a couple of words here and there. It's gonna be like the whole thing. I'm gonna do KFR's part in all Spanish, and then I'm gonna, if I can't pick up any of the conversations that the frauder has, I'm gonna try to do that in Spanish as well. So you have a full translation as to what's going on there.
Oh, good
That's
luck
not
with
a
that.
bad idea.
It's not a bad idea, but God, it's gonna hurt your brain.
Yeah.
No, I know. It's not gonna be too bad. Most of the ones that I have picked out, I pretty much have the idea of what's going on. It's not gonna be word for word translation, just enough so that when it gets to the people, because I know that people like Silence Boy has been able to get away with a lot of the things that he does, because the people in the communities that he's going after are people who are not really well versed on the way that the laws work. That's why they'll call the cops on them and stuff like that, and they just don't they don't get it. They don't understand why he's doing what he's doing, first of all, and then the other thing is, like, how do we get rid of him? Because in our communities, it's like, once you call the cops for them, it's like that should be the end, right? You call the cops and they should come and they should take care of it. And if they don't, in our community, that'll give them the upper hand on these people, because these people think, well, shit, he has to have some kind of power if the cops didn't do nothing. Like, they don't understand, like, how that freedom of speech thing works.
I thought he was done for a long time ago.
Yeah, I know, man. Some of these guys, I don't know why they still have a fucking channel.
That's why sometimes I feel like we platform them. Like after Gunner did the thing, Chili got a whole bunch of new subscribers, and I'm like, man, we're just platforming these guys. Like, it's amazing too, because I'm trying to platform Tom Zebra and Ricky Monday, and nobody knows who the fuck they are.
Well, Ricky Monday Ricky Monday. I knew who he was. Tom Zebra, I really wasn't following him, but you know what's crazy though? Because I remember when I saw your videos on him, and I thought they were hilarious, and I kept thinking to myself, where the fuck have I seen this guy before? And because everything about his dumbass looked familiar, and then I remembered I think I saw an audited video with him and like two other guys. Like I think it was Goat Boy or something. I just know that there was two other guys with him, and they were on bikes. And I remember it was like a scene where they supposedly they were like, oh, we're being retaliated on or whatever, you know. But of course, they're the ones who caused all that conflict or whatever. And I think what's his name? Tom Zebra got fucking shoved off of his bike.
Yay.
And what?
Yay.
Yeah, well,
You just said Tom Zebra got shoved off his bike. And I said, yay.
Oh, I was like, what? Oh, I was gonna say, hey, man, I know. I said it's okay to curse, but dude, like, relax. You go have a party somewhere else.
well, in the minds of the frauditor followers, Zebra's the original Godfather because he started in 2013 and he had like one video of him setting up a bunch of cameras in his car, like back in 2007, and so they think he's the Godfather. They think he's the very first one, which is total bullshit. And so he's revered by a lot of people, but most people don't know who the fuck he is, and I think that's hilarious.
Oh yeah, nobody does. Tom Zebra is like he's almost a nobody. Oh, I mean, who he's the one who has that wife too, huh? The nurse.
Yeah,
Or
the fake nurse, Jody Casillas. Yeah,
yeah. But yeah, they're fucked, man. Those people have some fried brains, man. It's wrong.
yeah. Those two are. I've been trying to get away because people are like, "Well, what are you giving us shit about talking about chili all the time? You always talk about Tom Zebra," and I'm like, "All right, well, I'll give Tom Zebra a break for a little while."
Well, at some time there was a time in the community where I kind of felt like everybody was kind of like not that people weren't able to cross, cross the coverage on each guy or whatever. But there was a moment there where I felt like there was some content creators that were like exclusively doing one guy, and then other content creators that were exclusively doing like another guy or whatever, And it kind of felt like it took a while for it to circulate, but eventually everybody would do one of each, of each frauditor. But there would be like a focus, like some frauditors had a focus on certain anti-frauditors, and then it's because those frauditors were being followed by that content creator. So there was a moment there where it kind of felt that way, but then I guess those lines of division got taken away by coming together and things like Chili who would like attack a lot of people in the community. So I think if it would have stayed like a little bit more like on the lower end of the spectrum, it would have got so popular. People would have been like more niched out. Like you would get a like probably Hez is good for going up against going up against like Rogue and who's these other guys like
well, that's just because Rogue Nation always shows up in my chat. Like I don't target him intentionally. He's always there. It's like if you throw a rock, you're gonna hit the dude.
Because I really gotta ask you, what like I know that you can deal with it, and I'm not saying that he bothers you. I wouldn't give him that kind of satisfaction, all right? But really though, I want you to tell me how you feel about him coming to your chats and always coming in and trying to act stupid. Like what, like up to now, how do you feel about that? Do you feel like you're ready to really like get at him, or are you just like slowly like just losing interest?
The truth?
You just toy with it.
What?
I think Garth already knows where I'm going. I fucking love it.
Okay.
It gives me an excuse to rip him a new asshole, and I love every second of it.
Okay.
And I know people in my chat sometimes get upset. Why are you letting him get under your skin? Why are you giving him the platform? No, it's like I'm sitting here saying, hey, these guys are idiots and they do this and that. And then here comes one of them. Hey, look, ladies and gentlemen, there's another one. And then what is he doing for me every time? What does he give me for free every day that he shows up in my chat? You're watching. You know what I'm talking about. Everything he says is a beautiful platform to launch off of a rant. Because everything he says is so stupid. It's like, oh, he just gave me the jumping board to jump off of and go crazy on him. And then his arguments are always something so stupid. It's like, oh, look, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. More evidence that we're right. Letting him hang himself with his own words.
It's true, man. It's true.
Like broken teeth, broken system guy.
Yeah, he always shows up in my chat too.
Okay, I get that, and you're right about that, especially when it comes to a guy like Rogue, because Rogue kind of plays into it in the sense that he wants to act like he's like this fucking above it all fucking type of person or whatever. So when you get excited, he tries to stay even keel, but it makes it look even dumber, because he wants to, like, I guess, like, create small responses to your big one, right? So when you tell him like you're a punk and all this and that, right? He never responds with anything satisfying. He's all like, and so what? At least I uncovered the corruption, or what's another famous line of his? What have you done? Like, it's like,
oh,
that's
yeah. Garth, I don't know if you heard this morning, but here's what Jerry's talking about. So because I just came up with this today and I thought it was perfect. So two things. Well, a couple things that I always hear from frauditors is, one, they always say, well, all you do is steal our content. And another thing they say is, how come you've never done anything to stand up for your rights? And I said, you know what? I got the answer to both of those in a nice little package. From now on, I am a civil rights activist because you convinced me. If I don't use my rights, I'll lose them. So I'm using my right under fair use to use your videos without your permission.
Yeah.
And that's it. The only reason we audit people is because it's legal. Well, fair use is legal. So that's why I do it. Thanks a lot, pal. Now get out of my chat, you moron.
Yeah. As soon as they upload to YouTube, whether it be a live stream or a video that they somehow manage to figure out how to edit, they automatically think that it's theirs. Nobody can touch it. It's copyrighted. It's like, no, there is a process you must go through. There is a $125 fee, and you must prove that you own this copyright. It's not an easy process. It takes about 6 months. So if I do a video about you that you just posted yesterday, you have no copyright on it. And it's partly YouTube's fault for allowing them to take the chat or take the videos down, because it takes 6 months at the very least to get that copyright. So it's all bullshit. And yeah, you're exercising your right, fair use. So don't put your shit on YouTube then. It's like, don't put your silly bullshit on YouTube and nobody will make fun of it.
Yeah, and everybody should have known. Everybody should know that they're going to have problems with intellectual property just on the fact that it's intellectual.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I'm not taking Spider-Man videos and re-uploading them.
Right.
I mean,
even those have a moniker of fair use in them. That's why commentate like there's videos out there that can commentate on them. Like. Yeah. Even big, productions like that can be fair used. Why do they think that they got some sort of like,
But it's bullshit. Absolutely bullshit, because, and I point this out all the time, when you find an auditor channel that all they do is upload other auditor videos with no changes, an actual blatant real violation of copyright, because it's not under fair use, but the auditors don't go after them because they're pro auditors, proves that they're bullshit copyright claims. Because if you were that cared about your copyright that intensely, you'd go after everyone who uses your stuff without permission, not only the people who disagree.
Right. Yeah, Ricky has tons and tons of people that re-upload his exact content, and he doesn't go after them because they're saying something favorable to him.
Yep.
Well, fuck, dude. I don't know I'm good. I vented. I feel good about this. This is a good one. I'm probably gonna cut up a lot of this and to make shorts of it. But I liked it. I like venting like this. This feels good. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Huh?
That's why I do it every day.
I needed it. You know what? I've been a little bit quiet because I've been having a lot of tooth pain this week. I had a tooth pulled on Monday. No, Tuesday. It was Tuesday, and I've just been like, like the pain has been like coming and going, and so sometimes I feel like going up on panel, and then I don't, and then like, so I just haven't had a chance to really like talk, and it felt good to like vent with my boy over here because I feel like they get at him too much too, so it's like it felt really good.
Speaking of which, ladies and gentlemen, while you're here right now live, can I confirm that we haven't scheduled a date yet, but you are going to be on a future episode of the Hezekiah and Fed on the News Network Saturday show?
Who, Nader?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I thought you were going to be on my show. No. You're saying that because you're mad that you're not on my show.
I thought I was coming on your show.
No, that's what I'm saying. But he's like, he's mad because I didn't invite him. But he comes on my morning show all the freaking time.
Whatever. I know. I'll never be good enough for your Saturday show. I get it. It's all right.
We're West Coasters, man.
West Side.
West Coast is the best coast.
Yeah.
Let's not start with that one. We're gonna create a whole nother divide.
Right now. Nah, man, we're just having fun. Always.
Well, unless you got something else you want to talk about, something, Tez, you got something on your mind?
No, man, you invited me.
No, well, I know, but I'm trying to give you a chance to talk about something else. Like you want to talk about like some wrestling, some bears. I don't know, whatever.
Oh, speaking of wrestling, I got SmackDown coming up in about 10 minutes. Or is it already halfway done? Ah, crap. Oh, that's all right.
I hope you missed it. Hey, Sue. The West Coast is the best coast. That's right.
The West is the best, baby.
I don't know if the Bears got better this year or your division got worse.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that now that Aaron Rodgers is not an issue, that just that alone is going to help us a lot this year.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, positively. Plus, I really, really, really like our quarterback. I think he's looking really good. But I mean, it's always easy to say that when they're young and they're first starting out. Let's see a couple years from now, because like that's the problem, right? It's always like, oh man, you could see that this guy's gonna be good someday. Like, yeah, but what if someday never comes? Ugh.
Well, if you're a Bears fan, pretty likely.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, the Bears.
Oh, Bears. It's cool. Like if you've ever watched any of my Bears videos, I always do it kind of like I do a character based on the old super fans. He's called the super fan. He has a really thick Chicago accent, and no matter what, it could be like the Bears haven't half in the way in the season, and they're already like 7-0. And they're going against like the Super Bowl champions, and I'll be on there like, this week I predict the Bears are going to win the game 783-0 because
that's without the accent, that reminds me of every Raiders fan I've ever met.
Oh, what's your squad, Jerry?
Rams.
I got beef with both y'all. 49ers.
Oh no! Get out of here! You know what, Ricky Monday? Let's have a talk.
There you go. That was slick. I like that.
Hey, I've been red and gold till I'm dead and cold.
Hey,
all right. You know what? I'll give you. I respect Niner fans that. I respect Niner fans and Cowboy fans that don't live in the 90s. How about that?
Yeah, it's been a painful last 2 decades.
I mean, I gotta say it's been smooth sailing over here, but damn.
Hey, well, we got 8 regular season wins against you guys in a row.
Okay. Okay, let's not get personal. Let's not get personal.
Hey, at least we're
Don't bring up actual scores and records and stuff.
not Raiders fans.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
No, man. My look, almost 99.9% of my family is Raider fans, dude. I am like the
Why?
super outlier over here, dude. They lose their minds, dude. They're like, hey, how come we're not a Raiders fan?
Oh,
Well, I
no.
live in Vegas, so
Oh man, it doesn't, dude. The LA Raider fans, the ones that like became fans over here, dude. They still haven't let it go. They were like, they're coming back. They're coming back. They're like, they already. Do you see the banners? Do you see that there's already Rams and there's already Chargers? I don't know what you guys are talking about. They're gonna come back. First, they're gonna go to Vegas, and then they're gonna win like 4 Super Bowls, and they're gonna come back.
Well, the land of make believe.
yeah. I keep telling people we can't afford another shitty Oakland team because the A's are coming here now.
Oh no.
Yeah.
The return of the Oakland A's.
Oh man, don't get on the Oakland A's. They have nice uniforms, you know. Yeah, I like the lime green with the little yellow stripe. It's nice. It's a nice uniform.
Yeah, they're basically baseball's Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
Plus, we got F1 coming here to Vegas, so they're repaving all the roads for F1. It's a nightmare. And if they put up a stadium right down there on the strip, it's going to be so awful. You got 3 stadiums. You got the Golden Knights, you got the Raiders, and you got the A's all within
Oh, I know.
like 3 city blocks.
I know. Society Red. I was actually kind of shocked because they were doing bad. But, well, I mean, it's like that. It's the season. There's still like another like 3,000 games left, so it's okay. I think it's the
the Bears are leaving, right?
Well, they're moving to the suburb.
Right. They're leaving Soldier Field. That was kind of depressing. Although I like Arlington Racecourse, it'll be interesting to see how they remodel it.
I don't know. You were talking about F1. I hate it when they do that shit to Long Beach when they set it up for the races. It's shit. It's so much shit.
That's exactly what's going on right now, and they're repaving the whole strip, so it's an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, I don't know. They should make racetracks for that kind of deal.
Yeah.
We actually have a speedway outside of town, but that's not good enough, I guess.
But over here we got Irwindale, the fucking huge one, and they don't even use it.
All right, guys.
All right, guys. Well,
Yeah. It's about time to wrap it up for me, anyway.
Yeah. Go watch your wrestling. Go see who's the world champion now, because I haven't seen it in a while.
Well, they just had an open tournament because what they did was a few years ago, Roman Reigns became the unified champ because he had the world champ and the WWE title. So they combined them into the Universal title. So now he's the Universal champion. So now they didn't have a world champion for years because he had both titles turned into one. So they just invented the world championship again, reinvented it, had an open tournament for it, and Seth Rollins just won it. So he's technically the champion right now.
Technically.
And Roman Reigns is the Universal champion.
Roman Reigns, that's the suffering succotash guy, huh?
Suffering succotash, what?
Yeah, he said that line. I'll never forget him for saying that line. I was there when he said it. The suffering succotash.
Well, he's a heel now, and he's way better as a heel than he ever was as a babyface.
As I thought.
Yeah.
I always thought he should have been a heel. I don't know why they pushed him as a babyface for so long.
I mean, the theory is that it was because of his almost like they felt sorry for him because of his leukemia.
Is that why?
Yeah. That's the rumor. I mean, he definitely did have it. He's in remission right now. That's why he's back in the ring. But the theory that the reason why Vince kept pushing him was because they felt sorry for him because of his cancer battle.
Wow, that's something crazy behind the scenes, but they should never do that kind of shit though, because it's like the crowd.
Well, they
At
ended
least,
up loving him more as a bad guy.
yeah, that's the thing is that like I'm surprised that WWE doesn't know their audience by now. It's like they don't care if you're a heel or a good guy, right? It's like either or. If you're good at playing that character, they're gonna love you regardless. You know, like I mean, I don't know how many.
Here's the
I
thing
don't know how
about
many.
pro wrestling. If you come out and everyone cheers, of course that's great. If you come out and everyone boos, that's also great. What's
Yeah,
bad is if you come out and the audience is quiet, then you're in trouble.
yeah, and you know when the wrestlers embrace it, it's even better. Like when Kurt Angle started embracing the "you suck" when they were,
Yes.
he became like 10 times more popular when he started embracing the "you
Yep.
suck."
I remember that. That was great. Yes, absolutely.
Well.
Garfield, what the hell are these dorks talking about wrestling?
Wrestling is rigged.
No! Oh my God! Really? I didn't know.
Dude,
It's rigged like the NBA Finals.
Oh, look out! Depending on who you're talking to, them could be fighting words.
I don't care, man. The Lakers were given that 3-peat.
Jordan,
I love it. All right, guys. Well, that'll do it. On that conspiracy theory. We'll see you guys on the next one. I appreciate you guys for coming around talking.
Hey,
Garth, we got to do this more, man. You got to come up here more often.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, man.
All right, take it
I'll
easy.
see you guys
Later.